hagamos un intermedio con una reacción, ¿les parece, weón? Calma, deja buscar mi weá para reaccionar, weón.
Kids sleeping on the floor, pets held in tiny cages, and this entire bathroom for a family of 5. Add some teenagers who can't fit, children calling their beds coffins, and you're still just scratching the surface of the worst.
Bueno, yo cuando chico, siempre que veía como gente que vivía en un van, yo quería vivir ahí, weón. Como que yo siempre fue mi sueño de niño, weón. Se los prometo, weón. Vivir como en un auto, que tenga cama, weón. Como ese episodio de Eddie que encuentran una cama en un auto, la weá la raja, culiado.
TikTokers. Take for example Red, White and Bethune. They gained 11.4 million views by showing how terribly unspacious their kids' beds were.
Chat, ¿creen que este espacio no es suficiente, weón? Así como, weón, siento que yo igual me hubiera tanqueado esa cama cuando chico, weón. Igual como que hubiera dormido ahí bien, weón. Supongo, weón. No, quizás no es, pero siento que... Es que yo soy distinto, cabrón, weón. Es que yo estoy construido distinto, weón. No existe la privacidad. Weón, yo compartí pieza con mi hermano por años. Weón, pero yo compartí pieza con mi hermano mayor y después con mi hermano chico, weón. Pero por años, weón. Yo empecé a tener privacidad como a los 15, weón.
The beds had rock climbing holds instead of a ladder, which their daughter almost fell from whilst trying to show they were easy to use.
So Molly's going to demonstrate getting in the bunk and show you just how easy it is.
How will they get down in the middle of the night when it's dark and they want to use the restroom urgently? What if they fall and hit their head? These so-called bunk beds were actually just shelves, yet the family still defended them as being spacious. At the same time, get this, the parents have a king-size bed.
Mira los hijos de p***, weón.
King-size bed in our bus is because it's our lounge.
No lo voy a mentir, si yo fuera papá, también haría esa misma, weón. Yo no sería un buen papá. Por eso no tendría hijos nunca, weón.
As well as a massive desk for editing.
Yo haría las camas incluso a las chicas, weón. No, mentira, eso es mentira, weón.
TikToks, forcing the kids to do their schoolwork on a tiny kitchen table. If they don't help out with the van, the kids are punished publicly.
Last night, Molly chose not to do her chores. And if our kids don't do their chores, they have consequences.
Oh, pero weón, vivir a través de TikTok y que tus papás publiquen cada segundo de tu vida tiene que hacerle algo a tu cerebro, culiado. No puede ser, weón. Es como tener la atención de un niño actor, pero sin tener la plata, weón.
Even after heavy criticism.
Yes, our kids have consequences. Yes, if they don't do the chores, they're gonna have to pay.
And to the trolls, keep on talking shit, and I'm gonna keep on posting. See you guys on your For You page.
But wait, it's...
Lo bueno de ir en una van es que no te pueden doxear nunca, weón. Porque si saben tu dirección te movís, no, bueno, manejáis 1 kilómetro y estoy listo.
Gets worse. Everything we've shown so far is in this bus here, yet they also have a van to take on holidays, which has even less space than the bus.
Come take a peek inside and see what we've done.
The van doesn't have a bed for everyone, meaning one of the kids sleeps on this let.
Esta weá se ve la raja si no tuvieran hijos, weón. Así como a mí, genuinamente me encantaría hacer esta weá con internet, weón. Streameo por todos lados, con la weá de la raja,
a bit more space if they didn't own 4 massive dogs, which are shoved in a tiny cage below the bed, yet they still have more space than the toilet. It's covered by nothing but a thin fabric sheet and sits right in the middle of where everybody lives. They call the vehicle their vancation home, meaning when the kids get tired of living in the first van, they're blessed with a trip in an even smaller one. Family of Nomads doesn't have this problem. In fact, they...
Pero ¿creen que esto es como... ¿Es abuso, weón? ¿Cuenta como abuso, weón? Digo, es que, weón, supongo que... Los niños necesitan una vida normal, weón. Los niños necesitan ir a un colegio normal y estar en espacios normales, weón, para poder sociabilizarse con gente normal, weón. Necesitan tener una vida... Supongo, weón, no sé, es que,
went
weón.
viral for how much space they had, leading to comments such as, I don't understand why y'all don't just buy an apartment. It's
Real, weón, yo un tiempo estuve investigando y ni siquiera es más barato vivir así, weón. Es más caro que la chucha, weón.
way
Es
cheaper than
estudiante caro, weón.
this. People came to their defense stating, there is literally no reason to be mad at this, except for maybe how their kids were living. They'd show their room in this TikTok, with the most notable part being that their eldest Addison was a 15-year-old teenager.
Hoy, pero acá tienen más espacio que la chucha, sí, weón.
You should ask your daughter how she feels that she has no privacy. At an age like hers, I'm sure she wants her privacy. Addison hates you. Just because this RV is nice and there's room for their clothes, it's no way to live. I'm sure the teenager would love to have privacy. Get her a curtain or something. Well, the family did exactly this.
We did install these curtains over each of their bunks so they have a little bit of privacy.
Pero me imagino que no tienen como, weón, imposible que una van tenga un espacio común, pues, weón. Me imagino que, weón, pero harta gente durmió así, weón, en la misma pieza que su hermano y la weá, pero
But it
no,
was still just
es
one
distinto,
of
weón, es
many
distinto,
other
supongo, weón.
problems. The kids were in a homeschool program, yet it seemed most of their education
No se la pueden jalar, weón, no sabes cómo yo sufría, weón, no sabes cómo sufría, weón, no sabes, oh, chulo, weón. No sabes, weón, nunca volver a esos tiempos, weón.
was just walking through national parks where the parents thought they'd learn about life.
Our lives are one gigantic field trip, and so a lot of what the kids do is by learning from experience. So for example, today we went to a national park and they completed the junior ranger program, and it's incredibly educational. They're learning history from visiting different places around the country, and days that we are not going out and exploring, they do a traditional homeschool curriculum, and then the days that we're exploring, we still count those as school as well.
So they just learn US history.
¿Cómo?
Well, when they go to college, they'll be in for a
¿What? ¿No estudian nada?
shock. Ooh,
Mira, sabes que en su defensa yo no me acuerdo nada del colegio.
learn US history? Lol, when they go to college, they'll be in for a shock. Oof, that's scary. There's a reason schools aren't
Justo
one.
debería ser ilegal tener a tu hijo, tú mismo, educar a tu hijo sin tú ser profesor mínimo, culiado, o hacer un curso, algo, no sé, weón. ¿Cómo le vas a enseñar tú a tu hijo, weón? La persona promedio es estúpida, weón.
Giant
No debería,
field
weón,
trip,
nunca.
and this is a very good point. Schools are for more than simply learning subjects. They help build social circles and prepare kids for a disciplined way of life, both of which are neglected when strolling around the country. But the kids did have other challenges, like cleaning out the rat cage that stunk out the van.
We live in a camper and our 3 kids have 3 pet rats, and I would be absolutely lying to you if I said that it does not smell bad. Usually it's the kids' job to clean the rat cage, but about once every month or 2, my husband and I will clean it, and it just gets really gross.
As well as collecting
Tanta plata y tan weones, Chad. ¿Cómo es posible que tengan estos problemas, weón?
firewood,
Es que son-
as seen in Addison's day in the life. Yet people were still convinced she's gonna run away at 16. Yet the mother went on to state, I honestly don't know a single unhappy RV kid. She'd even post the following TikTok to try and convince the audience.
A lot of people ask us if the kids actually enjoy traveling full time and living in the camper, and I will have to say that while we were at the RV show in Tampa this week, Grace and Addison both went around and looked at campers because their plan is when they move out, they want to live in a camper together and
Pero es que obvio, si no conocen otra vida, supongo, weón.
travel the country.
¿Qué más, weón?
Until
¿Qué más van a
another
saber,
video
weón?
told a different story.
¿Qué más van a pensar,
Addison
weón?
has struggled with their mental health for many years. Addison is currently back in treatment and won't be in our content during
¿Por qué está muerto el chat? Están leyendo, están palpico leyendo toda la weá, weón.
this
Weón,
time. To protect Addison during this time, we would like to ask for privacy on this matter.
Perhaps the daughter was unhappy for a totally different reason, yet there was still more evidence that she despised the van.
For Addison's 15th birthday, the only thing they wanted was to go to a hotel.
The video has since been deleted, although after arriving at their hotel,
pobrecita, weón. ¿Cómo,
twice
weón?
Addison mentions liking doors in the video.
Weón, imagínate. ¡Oh, weón! Me volvió el hotel a su vida que ya está a punto raro,
To
culiado. Está a
then
punto
having
sí,
less
weón.
privacy in the camper, with conflicting messages about Addison's
Yo odiaría a mi familia, weón, a
happiness.
todos.
People commented, I
Absurdo,
can't wait
bueno.
for this gen of van kids to grow up and share their thoughts with the world. Although this had happened
Culiado, los ratones que tenían en la van tenían fuera de hueveo más espacio que los niños, weón.
much sooner than expected. On the r/offmychest subreddit, an anonymous account made the following post. I'm a teen in a full-time RV living vlogging family, and I can't stand it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate being homeschooled. I hate not being able to maintain a social life. I hate having so little privacy. I hate having to pretend to be happy with this. We travel full-time. I know, it sounds like a dream. I thought so too, but it's an effing nightmare. I just want a private, normal life.
Culiado, y
but-
aparte de todo eso, ¿se imaginan viajar todos los días, weón? Pero todos los días estar moviéndose, weón. No tener como los lugares que para ti son como reconocible en tu día a día, weón. No hay como puntos en los que, no sé, weón.
They had to
Está raro,
ruin it
weón.
with their crunchy way of
Todos los días cambia tu
parenting.
vida,
It's all
weón.
fake, by the way. Not what I meant when I said I wanted to take up acting. I'm frustrated all the time. I'm tired all the time. I'm bored all the time. Please stop supporting these channels.
Weón, no, si querías hacer tu día normal, ni siquiera podéis pololear con alguien, weón, porque no tienes un lugar donde, weón.
Stop
No
buying
existe
into
eso, weón.
it. It's ruined my life and
Te
I
cambian de
can't
ciudad
say
todos los meses,
anything
weón, raro,
about
weón.
it. In comments, the poster clarified, I'm
Sin amigos, true, weón. True, weón.
between 15 and 17 years old, and they were the oldest of 3 siblings, hinting it was Addison from Family of Nomads. Exactly who the poster was
No, pero si ya, Chad, ya eso es conspiración.
has
weón,
never
weón.
been
Conspiranoico, weón. No.
confirmed, yet only a
No
couple
creo,
of
weón.
months later, the family announced they were instead buying a house. Family of Nomads recently quit van life. Their kids seemed the happiest they'd ever been, while the parents were in tears as the RV was stored away. The eldest daughter has since vanished from the videos, with an unrelated comment summarizing what van life's like for kids. RV kid here. Let me tell you, RV is hell for children. I've been living in a camper with my 3 brothers and parents, and these past 2 years have been an absolute detriment to my mental health. Yes, it's an amazing opportunity I've been given to have seen all the places that
¿Sabes qué? Como adulto igual, es como, suena como tortura la wea un poco,
I
weón.
have, but I
Como adulto suena latero, weón, así pero para el pico. Bueno, cada uno con su gusto,
cannot
supongo, pero...
recall a single positive experience anywhere I've been. I receive little to no education, and I'm scared I won't
Así se siente la Cintia cada vez que la usas para contenido. Ok, bueno, tiene que aceptar nomás, pues, weón. ¿Eh?
be able to pass my GED. I'll probably be repeating high school once I turn 18. The Happy Caravan, however, clearly ignored this warning. They began by documenting their life as a family of 12 and were
¿Y en qué auto van a caber estos weones? En esos autos de payaso que caben como 30.000,
mostly
weón.
liked by the
Qué chucha,
audience
weón.
until revealing they lived in a tiny apartment. Is that legal? Having so many in a 2-bedroom? Why would you make the choice to have a family of 12 but not be able to provide them sufficient room/space? Although their holiday
12 hijos, weón. Está roleando de que era una señora de 1950, weón.
setup was somehow
Está
even
roleando que era una abuela,
worse.
weón.
That fit the entire family into one single Airstream, gaining 12 million views by showing how they slept. The 3 daughters were on a table converted to a bed, while another 2 slept below their brother, who was sleeping in a bunk. A different brother slept on the
Culeado, yo con 3 gatos ya estoy estresado, me imagino con 12 hijos. Yo no sé cómo esta gente lo
couch,
hace,
the
weón.
baby in its cot, and of course the 2 parents had their own massive bed. So what about the last 2 kids? Well, they got to sleep
Creo que si tuviera 12 hijos les puedo asegurar que yo creo que me acordaría el nombre de 4, weón. Y los otros ya que hagan sus weas, no, weón.
directly on the hardwood, described as not perfect but more comfy than a tent. You have 2 kids sleeping on the floor just for vacation and we mix it up. In our YouTube video, Dad is on the
¿Cómo que lo
floor, which
mezclan?
by
¿Qué
doing
significa
some
eso,
digging
weón?
was seemingly true. Hilariously, after being criticized, the parents magically found Enoch a blow-up mat in the closet, but for the most part,
Oh, pero ese weón con la espalda para el pico va a terminar así, weón. Weón va a terminar pero para el
but
hoyo,
the
weón.
family
Va a
isn't
terminar-
all that bad, especially compared to wild family life.
Yo era uno de
They've
esos
been
niños,
called the
cabrón,
most
weón.
hated van life family on TikTok, mainly for their bizarre family dynamic.
Le ponía
The
todo
page is
el
run
mismo
by
nombre.
Mother Nadine,
No, weón, le ponís como... Ah, sí, weón, pero con número, weón.
who lives in a van with her 3 kids, along with both her
Tengo 2 hermanos y mi vieja siempre se tarda 5 segundos en acordarse mi nombre. Ya, pero eso ya es otra cosa también.
ex-husband
po,
and
weón.
her new boyfriend, who she refers to as a homeless junkie she met on the streets. According to her TikToks, they're not polygamous but live together in harmony.
Sí, eso, amnesia, weón.
Being able to do so because
Saca esa weá. Dios, ese, weón, ese es un audio que esa persona buscó y puso. Yo no lo tengo en las opciones. A ver.
refers to as a homeless junkie she met on the street.
No había visto esa weá, weón.
According to her
Se buscó un crackhead, cabrón, weón.
they're not polygamous but live together in harmony, being able to do so because they have the biggest front yard. The criticism, however, always extends to the kids. They call their education program homeschooling, world schooling, travel schooling, adding they help whenever necessary, but they don't follow any official program.
Technically, I don't follow any curriculum, but we have this app my kids learning with. They set their times each day. They do that by themselves. There's nothing I have to do.
Help them if needed explains everything. Doomed to fail. They'd respond to the hate with the world's most hippie message.
The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence.
Weón, pura compilación de cringe. Se fue en 2 segundos.
Adding their kids are extremely satisfied.
Weón, siento que deben estar pasados a raja, weón. ¿Cómo te bañáis en una van, weón?
With the life that they're living.
People think, oh, poor children. But trust me, my children, they wake
Bueno, ¿a qué debe oler ese dreadlock? Solamente ese dreadlock, culiao. Oh, weón.
wake up with a smile in their face. They go to bed with a smile in their face.
Yet it's perfect to finish with this comment here. When I was a child, I would have been very happy to eat nothing but candy and potato chips all day. But my mother did not let me because she knew better. It's a parent's job to do what's best for their children, not just what makes them happy.
¿Qué? ¿Cómo que terminó así nomás, weón? Me dejó pa'l pico, weón. Chat, deben estar pasados a hoyo. Ok, weón. Gente, en resumen, si tienen hijos, no los metan a una van porque van a ser malos padres. Fin del video.
El video ha llegado a su fin, espero lo hayas disfrutado. Like, campanita y sub por eso.